Welcome back to the Dirty Water Coins and Collectibles channel. Right here, I have a box of coins mailed to me from Copper Coins. I've bought into rolls of specific dates, 3 coins per roll if that's the maximum. So I believe I have some varieties in here. So what we're going to do is pop open this box, take out what's on the inside, and bring you right back. All right, got the box popped open. Got some packing material in here. We've got some, oh, we got a variety right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, bunch of coins there. And looks like a couple of rolls. This looks like, not sure what that one is. And I think that's a 75 Denver. See if I can zoom in a little. Yeah, 75 Denver. So this one must be a 76. Yeah, 76. So we have some rolls to hunt. Thank you, Eric Beyer, for those. Sent me a couple of rolls to hunt. If I come across something, let him know. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pop these open and see what we ended up getting. I'll set the varieties aside. I got another one here with varieties. So we'll pull out the varieties, take a look at all the coins in general, and then we'll get the varieties under the scope. So I'll be right back. All right, so here we have the coins from our first bag. We do have some 1954, looks like Denvers, 1960 Denvers, 1955 Denvers, 1948 Denvers, some 1972s. Did not get any varieties on those, unfortunately. 1960 Denver and a 1960 Philly. So those we did get some varieties. We have a 55 Denver, a 60 Philly, and a 60 Denver. So we'll go through those after. Let's get into the next bag, see what else we got. All right, just pulled bag 2 out, trying to organize them. This one here, we have some 1945 Denvers, some more 1960 Denvers, another group of 1960 Denvers, 55 Denvers. I got a whole bunch of 1943s, and a couple of them have some nice clashing on it. You can actually see the one behind the neck there. You can kind of see that. I have some more 1960 Denvers, and I have a 1960 Denver here, which is a plate coin, which means it's a discovery piece. So this one was used on coppercoins.com for images. Not sure if those have posted yet, but they will at some point. So that's pretty neat. We'll put that one to the side. Let me push these up with those, and I'll get into bag number 3. Be right back. All right, we got group 3 out of the bag. Let's see here. This top one is, we have 1962 Denvers, and not all of them always are gem coins. Sometimes you get an ender or something that's been environmentally damaged somehow. So that's unfortunate, but part of the game. And we have 2003s. We have some of those 55 S's. Yeah, 1955S, nice coins. 42 Denvers, some early coins. 56 Denver. 61 Denvers. And some 58 Denvers. We did get another plate coin. 61D. And that's a new variety, so that's a 1mm 134. And then we did get 2 1956 Denver 1mm 85s. So we'll take a look at those shortly. These are also apparently new listings, but not plate coins. So not ones that were used for imaging. Okay, so one more bag. Let's open that up. See what else we have. Be right back. Fourth baggie has been unpacked. We have some 1948 Denvers. We have some 59 Denvers. Some 53 Denvers. Denver. 53 Denvers. Some 53 San Franciscos. Some 1970 San Franciscos. A couple more 1972s. And some 1955 Denvers. Not sure what's going on right there. If that's... Oh, that might be on... Yeah, that's just on the plastic right there. So some 55 Denvers, and then we do have some varieties. So we have the varieties all this way here. So now we're going to go through the varieties. I'm going to get these kind of put away. And then I will set up the tripod, and we'll take a look at what I ended up getting from these roll pulls. Give me just a second. And I'll be right back. All right, here we go. So here in front of you, I have a 1953S, and it's listed as 1mm049 on coppercoins.com. And I believe we have right down here this little curl at the bottom of the S, and maybe that right there, but definitely that curl right in there. See if there's anything. I'm not seeing really anything else, but definitely that curl on the inner portion of that S. So 1mm049. It's actually a really cool looking mint mark variety. The next one here I have is a 55 Denver. And this one is 1mm29. Now, can I get it to show up is the question. For my scope, it's very difficult for me. So it looks like I definitely have splitting right in here. And do I have anything at the top? I can't tell for sure what's at the top. But for a better viewing of this variety, you go to Copper Coins, look up 1955 Denver, and it's listed as 1mm 29. Okay. Next up is a 56 Denver. This one is 1mm 85. Sorry about my squeaky chair. That one you can definitely see right up in here. Potentially right down in there. Maybe that's part of it right there. But you can definitely see the splitting right up in here. I think it might be time for a new chair. Yeah, so it definitely looks like it under here as well. Down here, right down under there. And split at the top right there. Looks like a little bit of a strike through right there at the bottom part of the chin. That's kind of cool. See if there's anything else on that in terms of like a grease strike or anything. I don't see it. Okay. Next up, 1957 Denver. This is 1mm 20. And that's down the lower portion as well. You can see it right here. Right in there. And I think maybe right up in this area here. We'll spin it just to see. It's hard to tell, but definitely at the bottom. And again, any of these coins that I'm showing you that are listed, you can go over to coppercoins.com and check them out there. Okay, check the reverse of that one real quick too. We have another 57 Denver, 1mm 87. That one is another one, the split lower serif. Right here, and a little bit right up top, right up in here. That one's cool. I don't really see much else. Check the reverse. Some grease. Weak struck. Okay. Next up is a 1960p Philly. This is a double die in the date. Now this one I'm not sure that if I was hunting them that I would have picked up on, but you can see some doubling right out in here. And right in here. And then I think on the 6, right out here. On the 9, I think this is a die chip. Right there. And that's definitely a die chip. But I think mainly on the 1 and the 6. I mean, I'm sorry, the 0 and the 6. I apologize. Trying to get it to show up better. See if I can spin it here. No, it doesn't show up much better from what I had it already. But you can see that. Let's see. Right there on the outer part of the 0, right out here. And the inner part of the 0. I think the outer part of the 6 right there is what I'm seeing off mine. You can feel free to check that out. coppercoins.com. Okay, I don't see anything else there. Next up, 1960 Denver, 1mm 158. Now this one looks like it's at the top of the mint mark, right up in here. I'll try to maybe the bottom. I don't think so though. I can't tell for sure. It looks like a little bit of a split, like right back here, and then something right up in this area right there. Maybe something right out in front. Again, with my equipment, very hard to tell for sure. Does look like it's kind of split up the front there, but I think it's at the top. Hard to tell. I wonder if this coin looks like a grease strike. I think that's all grease on there. You can see how weak it is right in this area. It's very shiny. Not a lot of detail. I think this is a grease strike, retained, which is actually pretty cool. Let me zoom back out a little bit for you. You can kind of see better aside from the glare on here. Let's see if I can dampen that down a bit for you. But yeah, you can see all the grease. You can see the lines coming through. How weakly struck that is. There's not like a lot of detail in the hair. The face is very smooth. Chin. It's very glossy looking. I think that's a grease strike. So we have that. Then we have our plate coins. So these are newly listed. So I have a 1960D 1mm 082. Let me lighten that up a little bit. So this one, you can see splitting up the top. There's my pointer right up here. And let's see if there's anything else that is splitting at the bottom. Right here. Possibly a die crack right there, or a die dent. Die chip inside the R. I don't see much else. But that's a newly listed variety on copper coins. Maybe a little bit of a it's just a scratch, die scratch. So we have that. And we also have a 1961 Denver plate coin, 1mm 134. That one's a good one. That's a strong one. You can see that under the D. Right here we have a split. I don't know about at the top there, but that's a good one. Let's see. With my scope, I can't make it out, but definitely the lower serif is split. So that's a nice one. All right, and the final coin that I have is the 1943 steel cent. Not a listed variety on copper coins, but it is a clash. Let's see if you can make out the clash under the chin at all. Not really. Looks like some by the 1 of the date. The 1 and just below the 9 right there. Seeing if anything else pops up there. Not really. You You can see clashing behind the neck. Is that the word cent? 1 cent? Along those lines. Be better if I had better lighting, but you can see it right here. Some good clashing behind the head. I think that's the O, maybe the O of 1 cent. But some really good clashing. And check out the front of the head if there's anything there. It's a little bit there. Hard to see though. Trying to angle it to get the light right, but then it comes out of focus. But you can see clashing there. And then when we flip her over, we have all kinds of clashing up inside the E, coming down to the N of 1 cent. So it kind of comes here and then angles in this way. Comes over here slightly. You can just see the light changing. Nice little die chip there too on the T. And then it comes down right through here, the C. And then strong clashing inside the C right through here. But that's a nice one. The coin's in good shape too, so happy to add that one to the collection. You can see it right there inside the E. Very cool. All right, and there we have it. Those are what I got from my Copper Coins pull. If you'd like to head over to Copper Coins, they do their roll sells on Mondays at 7 o'clock. So if you'd like to buy into a roll, head on over to Copper Coins. You got to get registered with Chuck. But if you want to do that, head on over, buy into a roll, up to 3 coins maximum. And you can come out of it with some cool stuff. We did just find a 1960 Denver FS 101, which is a high value coin. So I hope you enjoyed this. Please consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Also be sure to hit that notification bell so you get notified on all of my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.